Welcome to the I-9 form compliance training, your guide to accurately completing Form I-9 so your ministry can focus on what matters most. I-9 verification ensures employers comply with federal law by verifying the identity and employment authorization of new hires. This protects your organization from costly legal issues and promotes ethical, fair hiring practices. The current Form I-9 edition, dated August 1st, 2023, is valid through May 31st, 2027. Forms marked with a 2026 expiration are also acceptable until that date. Section 1, the Employee section. First, when filling out any section, all dates must be current. Never backdate the form. Section 1 must be completed by the employee after a written offer of employment has been accepted by the employee, but no later than the first day of employment. If your organization uses E-Verify, a social security number is required. Otherwise, it's optional. Email and phone number are also optional. Employees must also provide acceptable documentation, which will be necessary for the employer to fill out Section 2. Section 2, the Employer section. Section 2 must be completed by the employer or their representative. The employee must present acceptable ID documents within 3 business days of their start date. If they start Monday, the deadline is end of day Thursday. If they fail to do so, they cannot continue working. Acceptable documents are broken down into 3 lists. Employee must provide either a document from List A or a document from List B and List C. An employer can only provide the list of acceptable documents to the employee. An employer can never direct an employee to bring in specific documents. When filling out Section 2, list the document title exactly as shown. Then list the issuing authority, followed by the document number. Include the expiration date if one is shown. Some documents, like Social Security cards, don't have expiration dates. Refer to sample I-9s to see how this information should be documented correctly. Following the timeline is crucial. Make sure the process is completed on time and without errors. We'll cover Supplement B in a moment. Next, let's cover E-Verify, which allows you to verify your employees' information online and view acceptable documents remotely. E-Verify is a federal online system that helps employers ensure their workforce is legally authorized to work in the United States. It compares information from an employee's Form I-9 with data from the Department of Homeland Security and Social Security Administration to verify employment eligibility. E-Verify is required in some states, so check your state laws to determine your responsibilities. You must be enrolled in E-Verify if you review documentation for I-9s remotely. This includes reviewing scanned copies, conducting a live video interaction, and retaining legible copies of documents. Indicate that you use the DHS-approved alternative procedure by checking the box in the additional information section of the I-9 form. This applies to remote hires or rehired employees. Supplement B, re-verification and rehire. Use Supplement B, formerly Section 3, for re-verification or rehire situations. If a temporary work authorization expires, re-verification must be completed by that expiration date. Re-verification is not required for U.S. passports, passport cards, or permanent resident cards. Also, you don't need to re-verify U.S. citizens or non-citizen nationals. If an employee legally changes their name, update Section 3 with the new name. If rehiring, a new form is required if it's been more than 3 years. For rehires within 3 years of their original I-9, you can use the original form or complete a new one. When using Supplement B, include the updated name, the new document title and number, and expiration date if applicable. Sign and date the form to confirm you've reviewed the updated documents. Mistakes, record keeping, and audits. To correct mistakes, cross out the error, write in the correction, and initial and date it. Employees must correct their own Section 1 errors. Never use whiteout. I-9s must be kept separately from other personnel files. Retain I-9s for 3 years after the hire date or 1 year after termination, whichever is later. Keep supporting documents from List A or from Lists B and C. If you use E-Verify, retain the certification page from each E-Verify case. To conduct a self-audit, gather all I-9 forms, review retention dates, and purge outdated forms by shredding them securely. Ensure every current employee has a valid I-9. Correct errors where needed. Track changes by documenting what was corrected, by whom and why. Useful resources. For more information, consult the USCIS Handbook for Employers, I-9 Central, in the E-Verify portal. For complex cases, work with a local employment attorney. Thank you for watching this I-9 compliance training. By following these steps, you're helping your organization stay compliant and focused on its ministry. For more information, visit our website at gcfa.org.